Thank you, Mr President. My adjournment matter this evening is addressed to the Acting Premier. And I must tell the Acting Premier that many of my constituents are bewildered. Absolutely gobsmacked they are, that despite the fact that they have supported the Labor Party for, in many cases, generations in the western suburbs, they are being treated as second-class citizens by the current Labor government. They cannot understand why their loyalty has been repaid by a government that clearly has no respect for them or their families. Now, the issue revolves around the dumping of highly toxic soil in the west of Melbourne. As I'm sure the House will remember, the first place that it was suggested was at Wyndham Vale. And the member for Werribee, the Treasurer, Mr Palace, was very keen, apparently, to have that soil dumped at Wyndham Vale. Indeed, I understand that as a shareholder in Transurban, he would have had a lot of interest in ensuring that that soil went to Wyndham Vale. When it was pointed out to him that he had a margin of about 3 or 4%, he decided that perhaps it wasn't such a great idea after all. So well, you don't get started on the youth justice. What a disaster! What a debacle! What a debacle! And then it was decided it would go to Ravenhall and to Buller and Sunbury. Now, the people living around the Ravenhall tip, God almighty, I feel so sorry for them. They have had to put up with so much for so long, and now they have to put up with PFAS. It is just a disgrace. It is despicable the way that they have been treated. And to have this highly toxic soil dumped near residential housing in Ravenhall is appalling, just appalling, as it is just as appalling at Buller. And that, of course, it's actually closer to Sunbury than it is to Buller. Indeed, a new residential housing development is immediately across the road. Can you believe the Planning Minister who gave the approval for the housing estate is the same Planning Minister who gave the approval for the toxic waste dump across the road? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? It is quite astonishing. It is quite astonishing. Well, Josh Bull said bugger all to this point. I've got to tell. Sorry, he said nothing to this point. I have to tell you, Mr. President, my constituents would like to know and like an explanation from the Acting Premier as to why they are being treated as second-class citizens, and if they're not, they would like him to show that they are not discriminated against by dropping these plans for the toxic waste dumps.